I'm sure you've heard already about the attack in New Orleans. I did a video about it yesterday with the information that was available at the time. I'm doing this video as an update to share what has been released so far. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I post videos like this every day, except for Sundays and holidays, unless we have big stories such as this where I feel the need to cover. With that being said, I may not cover everything that's already been talked about. You can check out my previous video for anything that I may have missed, or you can leave it in the comments or tweet at me on Twitter, or post at me on X, however you want to say that. But let's go ahead and jump into this. We have this from the New York Times. Potential IEDs found in ISIS flag-bearing Shamsud Din Jabbar's vehicle around the New Orleans French Quarter, according to the FBI. So the terrorists who attacked Bourbon Street in New Orleans on New Year's Eve planted IEDs in the area before mowing down dozens of revelers. At least 3 improvised pipe bombs were found in the area, one in the truck that Shamsud Din Jabbar rammed down the crowded street in the famed French Quarter, and 2 others that were discovered nearby, the FBI said. So this is a picture of the individual who committed the attack. Fortunately, so I'll just give a breakdown of what happened here. So just after the New Year's, at about 3 in the morning, just after New Year's, an individual with a rented electric truck waving an ISIS flag, you can see wrapped up on the back of his truck here, and he went at an insane speed down a narrow street. He has hit at least about 50 people. 35 are injured. I'm not sure the extent of their injuries. But we have confirmed, I've seen multiple reports, depending on where you're looking. Some people, some are reporting 10 casualties, others are reporting 15 casualties. Based on my research into the situation, I would say that it does seem like the 15 number is correct. So at least 15 people are dead from my research that I've done. So this individual thankfully crashed into a construction crane. So that stopped him from going any further. Had he gone further, he could have hit a lot more people. And he also had explosive devices rigged, and he did not detonate them, thankfully. My assumption would be that he, sped up through the crowd, heat of the moment, crashes, forgets about detonating the devices, because as soon as he crashes, he gets out and opens fire on the cops. There is video of that. I'm not going to play that on YouTube. I'm also not going to replay the videos that I played yesterday. There are videos circling the internet that you can find yourself of the situation. But yeah, he crashed and immediately opened fire on cops, and he is now deceased. The cops killed him at the scene. So this is his truck, and the second photo is where he crashed. So he did have explosives in the truck. He had multiple weapons in the truck, and he had planted a couple of explosives in the area as well. Weapons and a potential IED were located in the suspect's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. The FBI special agent bomb technicians are working with our law enforcement partners to determine if any of these devices are viable, and they will work to render those devices safe. Earlier on Wednesday, local news crews captured the sound of explosions in the condoned area of the French Quarter. So this is a picture of the aftermath after he had crashed and the area had been cleared. Here's another photo. So both of the improvised devices, or IEDs, were homemade pipe bombs with nails hidden in blue coolers, sources told the Post. So along with this story, we're getting more information like by the minute, it seems. We have this from Newsweek. Apologies for my slow computer. I'm working with what I got. The New Orleans Airbnb fire may be connected to Bourbon Street attack. So it says may, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that this was connected. An Airbnb where the suspect who allegedly drove into a crowd at the New Year's celebration in New Orleans was staying burned down, according to local news reports. Newsweek reached out to the New Orleans Fire Department via phone and email for comment. Newsweek also reached out to the Airbnb communications team via email. Why it matters. Shamsud Din Jabbar, 42, has been named as the suspect in the New Year's Day attack on Bourbon Street that killed at least 15 people and injured at least 30 or more. Early Wednesday morning. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. A key line of inquiry is whether the attack was orchestrated or inspired by foreign terrorist groups. What to know? NOLA.com reported the people who were evacuated from the St. Roch area in New Orleans Wednesday morning after a fire broke out at an Airbnb. The site reported that law enforcement officials, as well as the bomb squad detectives, were called to 1329 Mandeville Street. The Airbnb is about a mile and a half from where the attack took place. Newsweek did not find a listed Airbnb on this address, but there are multiple in the area, including one across the street. Local news station WDSU reported that a woman who lived near the fire arrived home around 5 a.m. and the fire department was already in the area. Sources told Fox 8 that bomb-making materials were found at the rental property. The attack occurred around 4:15 a.m. in the French Quarter, one of New Orleans' busiest areas during the city's New Year's Eve celebrations. The New Year's Eve Police Department said the suspect opened fire on officers after the vehicle came to a stop. He was driving a Ford pickup, which officials said appeared to be rented. Officers returned fire and the suspect was struck. Police said in a news release. Sorry, I'm skipping over my words. He was subsequently pronounced dead. New Orleans Police Department Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said the male suspect was trying to run over as many people as he could. She said the incident was the result of intentional behavior. This was definitely intentional. This was pre-planned. An ISIS flag was found in the vehicle, according to FBI. The Bureau is working to determine the suspect's potential associations or affiliations with terrorist organizations. Weapons and IED were also located in the vehicle. Other potential IEDs were located in the French Quarter, according to the press and the FBI. President Joe Biden confirmed at a press conference Wednesday night that Jabard had posted videos in connection to the terrorist organization ISIS. The FBI also reported to me, so this is a quote from Joe Biden. The FBI also reported to me mere hours before the attack, he posted on social media indicating he was inspired by ISIS, especially a desire to kill. Biden said the ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Now, an interesting part of this comment, you'll notice that Joe Biden outright says the FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS. Now, depending on how you read that, you could say that the FBI was aware of his plans and there wasn't a manhunt, there wasn't a search for him, or depending on how you read it, it's just saying that the FBI, after investigating the situation, discovered that he had made posts that they weren't aware of just yet. It depends on how you're reading it. There's people saying that the FBI knew, which is kind of like a joke on the internet. Like anytime something crazy happens, the FBI usually says that they were on their radar or something like that. Like that's the joke. I'm not sure if that's the case here, because it's hard to tell what Joe Biden is saying sometimes. But to me, it just, I don't know. I don't really know what else to add on that. But what people are saying, let's see. Oh wait, no, here, I want to jump over to this. Okay, so let's see, and then they're reporting that 14 are dead on WDSU, 35 hurt as FBI put out call for tips in terror attack investigation. So this is a bit of a longer article, but it just kind of rehashes what I was already talking about. The FBI has confirmed the identity of the suspected driver of the truck. So this is FBI is confirming his name. His name is Shamsud Din Jabbar. He was an American citizen. A lot of people are saying that he came across the border, or the truck came across the border. Doesn't matter. He's an American citizen. It does not matter. He served in the military, so he is a U.S. veteran. And he was, from what I've seen in the reporting, he was going through financial struggles. He's having problems, seeing his kids and his ex-wife. He's just going through a lot, and his friends were also reporting that he had recently converted and become more of an extremist. So this was an American citizen. This is a homegrown terrorist. So he did not cross the border. It's nothing to do with the border crisis. The FBI confirmed that despite previous reports, investigators believe Jabbar acted alone in the attack. So the FBI is now reporting that they believe he acted alone. Initial reporting said that he could have 4 other accomplices, but they are no longer suspects. They're just sought for questioning now. According to the FBI, Jabbar drove to New Orleans on December 31st and posted on Facebook his support for ISIS. Jabbar said he joined ISIS before the summer and had originally planned to kill his family. According to the FBI, Jabbar felt that killing his family would not focus on the war between the believers and the disbelievers. So this guy just absolutely became radicalized over the past few months or few years. The FBI said Jabbar was seen on video placing 2 IEDs in coolers in the New Orleans French Quarter around 2:03 a.m., so that's about an hour and a half before the attack. Surveillance images obtained by the FBI show Jabbar walking down Dauphine Street near Governor Nicholas Street before placing the coolers with the IEDs at the intersection of Bourbon and Orleans and Bourbon and Troll House. 2 other suspicious items were reported to agents, turned out not to be IEDs. He was wearing a brown jacket, blue jeans, and brown dress shoes at the time the IEDs were placed. The FBI is actively asking anyone who saw Jabbar or the cooler contact their tip line, and then the number is there if anyone has any information for the FBI. They've already received over 400 different tips. The FBI is also seeking any photos or videos that anyone might have that haven't already been shared online. Agents confirmed that 4 people were seen on video opening one of the coolers, but they are no longer suspects, but they are sought for interviews. So that's what I was talking about, and that's what people were worried about initially, was that he could have accomplices and they could also carry out their own attacks. But as of right now, the FBI is saying that they are not a threat, but they are sought for questioning because they did interact with the coolers. So maybe they opened it and they didn't know what they saw, and they were like, just carry on my, not my business. The FBI also confirmed that there is no link between Jabbar's attack and the Tesla that exploded in Vegas. The reason they are pointing that out is because they happened very close in time to each other, and it's also being reported that they have certain similarities. They both attackers had military service. Apparently, they were at the same base at one point. They rented their vehicles from similar locations. So there are similarities and I guess coincidences, but a lot of people are saying it's not a coincidence. But at this time, we don't know. That's just interesting information to add to the story. But let's continue here. So the FBI has confiscated 3 of Jabbar's phones and 2 laptops from an Airbnb in St. Roch. Investigators are still searching that home and are investigating the cause of the fire that happened at the property. If I had to guess, he probably rigged it to start a fire. However he did that, there's many ways you can do that, to erase any evidence he may have had there, or just to cause more mayhem and distract the police during his attack. There's a lot of possibilities there. But it doesn't really surprise me. It's just another interesting bit of information. There's just so much to this story. The Orleans Parish Coroner's Office is actively working to identify the victims killed in the tragedy, but may not release all of the names of those involved for several days. So down here we have some more information about Shamsuddin Jabbar. He is the suspect, a U.S. citizen and native to Texas. Killed after engaging the New Orleans Police Department. He was an Army veteran who was in possession of an ISIS flag, an ice chest with pipe bombs, and a long-range rifle. FBI says Jabbar is the only suspect in the attack. Suspect possibly linked to multiple crime scenes, including an Airbnb in New Orleans and several addresses in Texas. The FBI asked anyone who had contact with the suspect over the last 72 hours, call the FBI tip line. And then that's about all I have on the updates for this attack. For the end of this video, I just want to go into the names of the victims that we do have so far. But before I do that, please subscribe to the channel if you like what I do. Share this video to get more people informed. And with that said, let's end the video with naming off some of the people that had their lives lost. So honoring the lives lost, these are the victims. We have Tiger Beck, Nicole Perez. We have Nikira Dedux. I hope I'm saying these names correctly. I'm terrible with pronunciation. I apologize. Hubert Guthrax, Matthew Tenderorio, Kareem Badawi. I want to make sure I get their pictures. Reggie Hunter, Drew Dauphin, Billy DeMayo. So absolute tragedy. These people were just trying to celebrate the new year, and they were lost to a violent terrorist. So I'm just going to end the video here. These are the people that we know that have passed from this attack thus far. Thank you guys for tuning in till the end.